Hello, Michelle. This is Penelope Pitts, and I just wanted to respond to your discussion board post that on self-deployed counselors and SUV to the scene of a disaster. You start out by talking about the stress that how it can cause stress on the resources that are intended for families and victims. And this is can be just basic resources such as foods that are intended for the victims and their families may have to be also dispersed to those who are self-deployed who show up out of nowhere. So you may have foods meant for a family. You have 10 self-deployed counselors. They have to be fed as well. So that's food being taken away from 10 victims or 10 families. So it can cause like stress on resources such as food, such as supplies, medical supplies. If a self-deployed person becomes injured, they'll need those supplies, which can be taken away from victims, pamphlets, whatever. These things, resources that are meant for those victims can be taken away as a result of these personnel that are self-deployed. You also go on to talk about furthermore, counselors may not understand DMH training, which differ from providing traditional mental health services. And this is also true. As a licensed professional, I'm trauma focused trained, but the services that I provide to my clients one-on-one in my private practice is going to be totally different from services that will be provided to someone on site who've experienced disasters such as a flood or a hurricane, a tornado, a fire. And so me not being trained, DMH trained, I can be hindering helping a client, a survivor, because I'm going to provide them with what I know, which is totally different from what is, and what I know is going to prohibit or cause, what the clients to be not get proper follow up, also not getting proper information dispensed to them. If I go to an area where I'm not familiar with, I'm not going to be able to provide them resources that is for their area. I'm not going to know the area. So I could be a hindrance where I want to be a help to not only to the victims and their families, but also to those DMH trained counselors that are there and know what they're doing. You said a way that can be helped is an announcement through the press should also provide the main number to contact the counselors who want to self-deploy. And I also put that in my post. The best, since the media informs the world, informs us of a disaster, they could also take on that responsibility of letting people know, don't show up, don't self-deploy, and if you still are compelled to come to help, this is who you need to contact. Contact your local Red Cross or contact the Red Cross or whoever the DMH training facility in that area. So before you actually go to the scene, you can go and get the training that you need, the credentialing that you need before you actually go to the site. You said also setting up campuses can set up checkpoints to kind of stop people right at the door, just like you would to any other event that's RSVP. If you don't have those proper credentials, you're not allowed inside. So that would be a good way if campuses could do that, kind of minimize people being involved who are self-deployed, stop them at the door and send them away. So I definitely enjoyed your post. It was a lot of good information here, and so you really took a lot away from Weber and Mascari's articles. So again, thank you for your post, and I appreciate it.